What is up, my YouTubers? All right, it is currently Saturday night, 6:33 p.m. on January 18th, and I have a lot of updates to talk about if I can figure out my notes here. So first off, ignore my look. I am in the process of folding laundry, and what else? It's been a fun week. Okay, so I'm going to just read straight from my notes that I made to myself for this video so I don't get too scatterbrained. First, starting from Saturday, January 11th, we had a bushwhacker guy come and mow our lawn. I will upload the before and after photos. We did get a riding lawnmower, and then our septic system at that point was still down. We finally did take down our Christmas tree, aka I finally took down the Christmas tree. Just because it's past Christmas time. I don't mind keeping it up well past Christmas time, but there was a limit where I was running into it too much and I was just getting annoyed with it. And the toys, it was getting harder to sweep underneath it, and then toys were getting, it was just time. We'll just put it that way. It was just time. All right, so then I had been calling Med North for about, as of today, or as of yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. I have been calling Med North for about two and a half weeks about my medication running out or coming up to run out, which, like I've said in probably a lot of vlogs at this point, that I'm on 150 milligrams of Effexor, and Effexor, if you run out and you miss a dose, can have side effects, which are not good. And I definitely felt them today, and I'll get into that in a minute. Let's see what else. Oh, the toddlers did go to, let's see, they went to their WIC update, so they got WICs recertified. At first they said that their weight and their height or length or whatever was, well, their length, height, or whatever was correct, but their weight was wrong. I don't know if it was wrong or just I heard it wrong. I don't remember the exact weight details right now, and I somehow cannot log into their pediatrician's website to even look up their vitals. I probably have to just call and just set up that, but that's okay. So they did have their pediatrician appointment for 2-year-olds, and they'd had their WIC appointment to recertify. They got 2 shots. One of them is a new shot. It was a Hep A shot, and then just the Hep A shot is a 2-round shot. So when they go back to the peds at 2.5 months, they have to get the 2nd round. And the other shot was just I can't remember which one it was. I know, right? I know, right? But basically, they got 2 shots. They were great at the pediatricians. They had a lot of fun. And the girls, I know that they said that they all have gained weight. They said that Trenton had lost weight. If you hear anything in the background, ignore it. You probably won't, but it's probably my washing machine, because that's another issue. Anyways, so let's see what else. Oh, the water pressure. So our water pressure had been slowly going like down, and it was harder to like flush the toilet, wash our hands in the sinks, do dishes, fill up the bathtub for baths with the babies. Don't ask me why. I don't know why the water pressure is going down. It could have been due to the fact that our well pump was going out, or the septic system, or both. And again, this is January 11th. I'm just talking about. These are just updates from that day. Finally, we had to turn off our well pump, and we had to buy a bunch of jugs of water because we had to do dishes, and because dishes don't, just do themselves. and since I like to cook. Now, here would have been the smart thing to buy to-go silverware and to-go plates, cups, and everything else, which my mom pointed out a few days later. And we didn't think about that. So we are basically using water jugs to fill up the sink. Well, first we boil the water to make it hot and then do dishes. Yeah, as well as the bathtub. So the laundry, that's why I'm doing lots of laundry, kept getting backed up because we could not use our washing machine because the pressure was too low to fill up the washing machine to do the laundry. So that was fun. We had to hand wash the baby clothes, so at least they had things to wear. Oh yes, luckily me, Mom, and Jim have enough clothes. He has enough work clothes, luckily. I mean, if it got really bad, he would have washed his clothes in the sink. So it's not. What we did is we had this gigantic pot, one of those kitchen pots. It's like huge. So I would soak I would boil the water, pour it in a sink, wash some clothes in the sink, put them in the other part of the sink, and fill the bucket back up, rinse them out, and then bring them out and then throw them in the dryer. You do what you can when you don't have water. All right, next. I still don't have an actual camera to like go around the house and vlog and stuff. So, but that's not on my immediate priority list right now. So that is coming. I did rebuy my Wander share. That's why I have started posting all my videos, because I still have to purchase one part of the Wander share, because apparently the editing part that I use a lot of, I did not know was separate. So that's fun. And when I went to go purchase the separate part, Jim's card would not let me do that, because apparently when I used his card to purchase, or tried to purchase Wondershare, even though he had more than enough money in there, it kept popping up as fraud. I don't know why. So he had to deal with his bank with that one. And then, so now we're on to Monday, January 13th. Our well pump got exchanged out. The septic system was checked out and it's cracked, aka crumbling. Oh yes. So we need to have it pumped out. So the water has been turned off until we get the well pumped fixed. And because stupid us, it was freezing one night. We forgot, all three of us forgot to run the water, leave it dripping. So the well pump cracked. And I have a video sort of it. I don't know if I remember to when I'm editing this video to post that. I don't know how well it's gonna, but either way, if you've ever dealt with a well pumping crack, if ever anybody has, yeah. It still worked. So what the plumber had suggested was because it wasn't cracked bad, but he said if you can, temporarily, just to at least do the dishes and, like, the little things. You still couldn't do laundry because that's too much water pressure. Still couldn't fill up the bathtub to get baths. Yeah, we had to take buckets of water in the bathtub. That was fun too. Or we bird bathed the babies, but the babies were fine. And we did the same. But luckily, since I don't go anywhere and I don't really care if I get dirty, I didn't really shower, so I know that's a little TMI, but I mean, I washed the important parts. We'll put it that way. All right, so then let's see what else happened. Tuesday, January 14th, I did see my new probation officer after being exchanged a few times. So let's see. Saw my PO and we went over my fines and my case plan, and she said that she would refer me to tasc. And what tasc is, it's a drug and alcohol program. I'm not going to go into all the details. You guys can look it up. Now, I was not court ordered to do tasc. This is her referring me. So I know that you're supposed to listen to your probation officers and anything that they suggest, but it's not court ordered. So that was her suggestion. Anyways, which personally, I've already been through IOP enough times, and I even told her that if I have to do tasks, I would rather do the reset program, but we'll get into that. Anyways, she said I would have to have another assessment. Basically, what I would have to do is I have to go to tasc, have an assessment done with tasc to find out exactly what they want me to do. If I'm actually going to do tasc, if I'm going to do IOP, if I'm going to do MRT, exactly what I'm going to do. And then I have to go back to the PO's office to do a tasc assessment with them. Don't ask. I have no idea. I'm just doing whatever. So, Wednesday, January 15th. Happy birthday to my son. I know this is past it. I've already posted a bunch of things to my son, but my son is 16. Crazy that he's 16. I cannot believe it. And then I was scheduled for an appointment at 1 p.m., but luckily they had called because their nurse got sick. So I had that scheduled for the 29th. And I can't talk about that appointment quite yet in a couple blogs until after that appointment. And you'll understand when those videos come up. So anyways, still on Wednesday, January 15th. I know you guys may or may not be keeping up with me. Went to Coastal Horizons for medication and the BS tasc assessment. But since they changed locations, they weren't quite set up yet. Oh yes, I had waited an hour when nobody acknowledged me. Finally, I went up to the front desk yet again to ask them, is anybody going to acknowledge me? Okay, I don't know why. Now, I understand that they're setting everything up. They probably assumed somebody, acknowledged me. No. Now, personally, like out of the 5 or 6 people who walked by me, should have asked, hey, have you been helped? None of them did. They just completely ignored me. So finally, when the lady came who was supposed to do she did my assessment, but did my assessment, I was like, I've been waiting here for an hour. You've seen me 3 times. Nobody out of your 8 people who've walked by me has even acknowledged me. And I was furious. And she's like, oh, well, we didn't know who you were waiting for. I did see you. I'm like, oh, anyways, that's beside the point. That is beside the point. Anyways, so this is the lady that I have been trying to get in contact with for 2.5 weeks. She told me that I can't do my medication thing until I have an assessment. And what assessment means is basically you fill out all their initial paperwork. Since you are a new patient, since I was a new patient or I am a new patient, I had to fill out all my new patient paperwork. I had to go through oh, do you feel depressed? Are you happy? Do you have so much energy? One of those, normal psych evaluation type assessment type things. Yeah, I already did that back in December. I had been telling her for 2.5 weeks, I did this in December. All it would have taken her or anybody in their system is to go on their fucking computers and look it up. I mean, the stupidity. I understand. I understand that they moved to a new location. I understand that they're trying to get a billion clients reorganized into their system and files and backed up. I understand that there's addicts who have emergency cases. However, when I have been telling this lady every single time I have either emailed, text, or called that I've already done the assignment or assessment, look it up. So anyways, we get there. I'm sitting down with her because we have to do a face-to-face thing. She has to refer me to the therapist who will refer me to the psych. Why I have to have 5,000 referrals, I don't know. So she finally realizes, oh yeah, you did do your assessment. You did complete everything back in December. Oh, well, I don't know why. Anyways, long story short, she referred me to a therapist and got that appointment this past week. I did tell her I was freaking out about running out of meds, and she basically just didn't even care. I hate Coastal Horizons. I absolutely hate it. But it's closer to my house, and I did not know if I had to do this tasc thing or not. So that's the only reason why I'm still going there. Because if for any reason I still have to do this stupid BS tasc thing, then that's the only reason why I'm staying at Coastal Horizons. If I don't have to do this tasc thing, which I am not court ordered to do, then I might switch back to the north, which I really don't want to, only because it's about 30 minutes to 45 minutes away. And Coastal Horizons is like right down, well, it's not down the street, but I mean, it's in town, if that makes sense. So it's a lot closer. The therapist is nice. The other lady was just, she wasn't mean. She was just just standoffish, I guess. Like, she didn't really care. I understand Coastal Horizons deals with a lot of addicts and alcoholics who, but anyways. So, I did ask her. I was asking her about my PO. I said, well, she's referring me to do tasks. And she's like, what do you mean she referred you? So I explained to her, I said, I'm not court ordered. And I showed her my prison paperwork, which she didn't even care about, which, okay, I understand on one hand why she didn't care about it, but I had to ask because I wanted to make sure I was in the right place and how to set up that assessment. And since nobody was giving me information on anything, and maybe because they are so used to dealing with addicts and alcoholics, no offense to those people, no offense at all, but I'm very thorough and I am very organized, and I make sure that I have everything set up, and I'm sure that they're not used to people being like normal. So anyways, she looked at her screen to see, one, I was not referred to Coastal Horizons. I was out of prison, but I chose not to go because I told them initially, um, I guess I told them before I took my assessment that I might go back to Mid-North. But then I decided to take my assessment back in December. But my point is I know this vlog is getting really, really long. I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm trying not to rant too much. But basically, long story short, she said that she doesn't see anything in the system that my PO has wrote to her that I'm on probation, or that I'm referred, or I can't refer. I can't think. Yeah, there's another word besides referred. But she saw nothing in there that says anything about task. And she said, well, if you're not court ordered and your PO is just that's the word, recommending it, then like you don't have to do it. I said, that's what I wanted to make sure. I said, so what I should do is ask my PO. She goes, that's between you and your PO, which is fine, which is totally fine. My next appointment with the PO is February 5th. So I'm not going to do anything with task until I see her and say, well, I went there and they said I'm not in their system. So either you didn't refer me or I'm not in their system. Anyways, so then now we're skipping way ahead. Oh yeah, so still on the same day. We're still on whatever day I'm on. Basically, long story short, we did get finally our septic system pumped out completely. Well, oh, this is a fun stressor. So after they had, well, before and after they pumped it out, they found out that our septic system is now crumbling. So that's like a 3 to 5 maybe ish plus, we'll say $3,000 minimum plus depending on the septic system and the field drains and everything else that has to be fixed. So we don't know when it's going to completely crumble and cave in. We have no idea. So that's a fun stressor. And on top of that, our washing machine decided to, because once we got the well pump fixed and the septic system pumped out, and we had water, all the water pressure came back and everything. I had all this laundry backed up. All I tried to do was one load of laundry, like just some towels so we can actually shower. No, 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 no. Our washing machine decided to die. Oh yes, oh yes. So we still had laundry. I am now in 3 days later of 2 weeks worth of laundry that has been building up. I have been doing laundry for the past 2 or 3 days. So I tried to go on Lowe's and see if I can get financing for a loan or like a payment plan for washing machines or whatever. And I couldn't because my credit sucks. Mom tried, her credit sucks. Jim didn't try because he knows his credit sucks. So that was a stressor. Finally, Jim made a post on Marketplace, local Rocky Point, page asking for a washing machine for cheap because we needed one ASAP. Finally, Mom found this guy. Long story short, We got washing machine. It works. It does not have that middle. Does not have the applicator. I think I'm saying that right. Which is my dream. I don't like those applicators. I like just a hole so you can wash things and you don't have to worry about it. The only issue I have with this washing machine, I'm sure it was used, but the only issue I have with it is that it doesn't fully dry. Like when it spins, it doesn't fully dry the clothes to spin. Does that make any sense? But also, it could be my fault because I put a lot of clothes in there because I'm trying to do a lot less loads. I'm not overloading the washer, but I might be overloading the washer. But you know what? One, we have a washing machine that works. And it might take a couple dryer cycles. That's okay. We have a washing machine that works. Our well pump is fixed. Our septic system is pumped out and works, except for the fact that it's crumbling and we have no idea what that's going to cost. Cleaning out the tubs from all the sewage backup was fun. Yeah, that's fun. In today's update, which goes along with yesterday's, is so I did run out of medication, and I knew the effects of running out of it. I knew that I would crash, and when I say crash, I mean like crash. Not so much tired. I mean like full blown anxiety. I mean, like I can go into a detail on that later. But yesterday I was okay. I got some good sleep. But I was so unfocused. I was focused, if that makes any sense. I got the very important things like the phone calls and stuff that I needed to do yesterday. I got those done. However, our electric, couldn't get a hold of them to make a payment because we got behind on our electric bill, and trying to get a hold of them was impossible. But we got that taken care of today. But yeah, today I woke up and I was so groggy, and it was right here though, so I think it was mostly sinus issues because running the dry heat. We do have a humidifier. I do have to set that up on that note. But yeah, so I took some sinus pills, and which were probably expired, but they did work. So but as the day went on, my anxiety was starting to heighten, and I was getting overwhelmed. And it wasn't the fact I was getting overwhelmed with so much laundry and everything that I had to do around the house, like to clean and stuff. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not going to make this video any much longer, but let's just say today was not a good day. I do go see the psych on Wednesday. However, now it's going to snow. And that is where I'm going to leave off on this vlog, is that I'm out of meds and my anxiety is not fun, and it's gonna snow when I'm supposed to see my psych, so the whole town's gonna be shut down. But on that note, if you stuck through me to the end of this video, thank you guys so much. Any questions, comments, concerns, or advice, please list this below. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel because you don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos. Hit that bell, and I will see you guys next time. Stay awesome.